EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present third round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. Well, this is one of my favorite tournaments of the year. It's the EA Sports Spring Invitational, and just a stunning golf course. It's Wolf Creek in Mesquite, Nevada. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. And Frank, we're in for quite a day.
We are. We're going to see the decision-making processes of some of the fine players out there today. And the reason why I say that, Rich, is because there's so much elevation here at Wolf Creek. So you're going to have to make those adjustments on the downhill and the uphill. Club selection decisions. And, of course, the one that does that the best is more than likely the one that's going to come out on top.
Frank, a very short par 4 here at the 7th, but not one you're going to try to hit off the tee?
No, unless you can fly the ball sort of 300 yards on the nose and stop it within sort of 5 or 6 yards, it's really too risky. This green is not very deep, just sort of 10 or 15 yards in depth. It's just a layup hole, but layup hole it simply doesn't mean grab a club and hit it down the fairway. The best way to play it is to try and hit the ball right on the number. And what I mean by number, I mean the full shot yardage for your second shot, even if that only is a sand iron.
Frank, you've been around this game for a pretty long time. Are players, in fact, more athletic today than they were, say, 20, 25 years ago?
There's no question, Rich, they are. That we've borrowed from other sports. If you can't make the player better, you can make them more athletic. And in the end, you're still making the golfer better.
Unfortunately, that ball is wet. Now on to his third shot after the last one went into the water. Frank, this is one you don't practice, but sometimes you have to do it. Time for the drop.
Yeah, it should be the easiest shot in golf. You've just paid for it.
That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. Maybe wrong club.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Putting all of his talents on display here from the rough, and he knocks it really close. Beautiful shot. So that's a drop shot. Frank, the par 3/8 really is Wolf Creek in a nutshell. It's hard, and it's really pretty.
It is, and it's really long, too. Just under 250 yards off that back tee. Slight bit of elevation, but you can see from the tee, obviously, where you don't want to go and where you do go. If you're a little, tender of heart, then aim for the right side and avoid all that water down the left.
Birdie try up next. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Good putt. Set to round out the front side here at Wolf Creek with a par 4.
Fun hole for the big hitter, too. They can really take advantage of this. The last fairway bunker down there on the right side is just over 300 yards to get over it. And longer hitters could nearly drive it in the green side bunker on the right. So just tee it up there. You're playing desert golf for a reason. Enjoy it. Just have a little flick in here. And chance, too, to have a little birdie at the end of your front nine.
You can play it from there, 300 yards away and in the fairway. See if our featured player can do something right today.
Yeah, when you swing in well, obviously target looks as big as a barn, but on days like today, everything looks difficult. Should be safely on deck.
Just a beautiful approach shot. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Just a little tap in here. Those keep the round going, those par putts. Start of the back nine here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th.
It looks intimidating off the back of this tee, Rich, and that's because the desert ridge on that right side, it sort of blocks your view and you don't see the right side of this fairway. Once you realize there's a lot more room to the right, then that tee shot becomes a little bit easier. Now also the angle of this green, you're going to see it sort of turn to the right there. So you've really got to be careful on where the flag is positioned on this green. If they put the flag back right, then obviously that's the hardest this hole's going to play. Flag sort of left of center, then this still could very much be a birdie hole.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Little redemption chance here. Had bogey yesterday. That's a nice roll, and with that birdie, now 2 under par for the tournament. On to the 11th hole, we're looking downhill, 215 yards to the green.
And this is one of the holes that you realize you're at Wolf Creek. You would never see this hole anywhere else in the world. It's amazing when you stand on this tee. You see all of the canyons around, but there is a little green area down there surrounded by a couple of bunkers. It's a great-looking par 3. It measures 215 yards, very playable, and you never know, today might be the day where you make the
early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. Coming off a bogey here yesterday, chance to make it right. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Settles in over the putt. Frank, I thought that was in. He was fooled a little bit on that one, Frank. Something about this hole, it has not been kind. Bogey yesterday and staring at another one today. Well, too bad, he gives one back. 3 rounds in the books, outside the top 10 going to the final 18. Frank, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think you're going to have to approach the final round in a couple of different phases. Try and be aggressive early on. If you do get a few birdies in the bank, you really still can fancy yourself with a chance to win. It'll all depend on that start tomorrow.
Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present final round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. Today we're here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Loader alongside Frank Nobilo set to bring you all of the action for the EA Sports Spring Invitational. And Frank, what can the players expect from Wolf Creek?
Just a mesmerizing layout, Rich. You can see that from above. Straight driving is imperative out there today. You actually don't have to hit the ball a long way. The elevation on those tees is going to give you that extra distance on almost every shot. You can even take driver out of play on some of the holes. But really it's about being in the right position first on those tee shots that you're going to hit today. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, you just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
His second shot. Well, Frank, the wind is really starting to pick up.
You've got to fixate on the direction now. If you get the direction wrong and or mistime one of those gusts, all sorts of problems.
Out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green and instead opted for fairway.
Good-looking shot right here. Solid shot right there, 15 feet away.
It's no snack, though.
Missed putt and a drop shot here at the 10th.
Even par currently.
Frank, nothing really went the players' way this week.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
We're here at the downhill par 3 11th hole. Frank, it's 215 yards from the back tee.
This hole certainly is not for the faint of heart. When you look at that tee shot, you think, oh my God, what do I do from here? But remind yourself, it's 215 yards and really only about 160, 170 yards to green grass again. But it's 215 yards. That should be the club that you're trying to pick. Green's big enough, just persuade yourself. Try not to look at the canyon and the desert. There is a green down there. The hole is playable.
Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Birdie try again here today. Frank, how much does that birdie help the cause?
It doesn't look like much right now, Rich, just sneaking inside the top 20. But at the end of the day, that might be the one that turned the tide.
Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further.
And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. This has really been a challenge all day long with these winds coming from different directions, changing speeds. It's gone from 15 upwards to 25 miles per hour. Really a test for the players. And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot. Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a bogey on this hole yesterday. So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5. 13th hole, and Frank, Wolf Creek is really kind of a macho golf course because you can stand on a tee like this and say, you know what? I'm going to take this one over the mountains.
And then, if you do, then you flip the coin. Is it in play or is it out of play? This is one hole. You just you realize you're in the middle of the desert, that's for sure. And one hole that you think, if I play this hole a couple of times, I might just get the hang of it.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Well, that's what separates the good players from the great players, the ability to get it that close from that kind of lie. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Beautiful stroke right there. Finds the bottom of the cup with ease. Frank, describe the layout here at the 14th hole. It's 444 yards. What a beautiful hole.
It is, and it's a beautiful view. You see everything from the top of that tee there. It's a hole that keeps bending to the left. There's enough bunkers down the left there to actually take your eye. That's why you've got to fixate on something in the distance that's a much better line than worrying about that wall of sand down the left side.
Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank, what are the factors that go into playing at elevation?
First of all, try and factor in how far you are above sea level, because that's going to create the thinner air where that ball's going to keep traveling. Plus, in the desert here, we get warm air, so the ball's going to go even further. And then Wolf Creek makes it even harder because they give you these elevated tees. So it is a little bit of a guessing game, but the fun part is, though, when you see it stand on a tee like the second hole, that's 9 stories high, and you tee it up with a driver, you really can hit the ball close to 400 yards. That's the fun part about it.
These putts keep the round together. Well, you just can't make up ground if you don't make putts. Drop shot here at the 14th hole. Clean this up with a tap. Bit unfortunate, loses a shot here with that bogey. Now to the short par 3 15th hole here at Wolf Creek. What is this, Frank? Just a wedge or a 9-iron?
That's all, Rich, but it's very tempting to get greedy here. And, well, you pay the price, obviously, if you miss the green on the left down on those bunkers, because they're, well, a good 6-7 feet below the level of the green. But with a wedge or a 9-iron, who doesn't go aiming at the flag? Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
That one got away. Just a couple of feet. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. From a short par 3 to a short par 4. Just 393 yards here at the 16th, Frank.
And when you stand on this tee, this hole looks anything other than straight. Goes to the left and comes back to the right. But if you can just fixate at the green in the distance, you're actually going to look like a relatively straight par 4. And that's the way the hole should be played. Look at those first 2 bunkers that you see and just try and split those. Good tee shot here and nothing more than a wedge left into this green. Simplify it. That's the key.
That is just a beautiful shot. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
And it makes the green in regulation. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end. That was a good run at it, Rich.
Are you kidding me? He just missed that. I cannot believe that. That was such a short putt. This for him would be 1 drop shot. And that's a bogey. Frank, you licking your chops here at the par 5, 17th hole?
Oh, why not? A chance to reach a par 5 and 2, but there's still pitfalls in front of you. A little creek or stream runs across the fairway, so really limiting the distance you can hit that tee shot, but it's still reachable from just short of that creek. Find trouble off the tee, then obviously you turn it into a 3-shotter, but a good tee shot, and it's too tempting to resist not going for this green.
Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. It's a 180-yard shot, his second. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, hello there. That's an eagle.
Might be languishing in the middle of the pack, but really celebrate that.
Finishing hole here at Wolf Creek is only 307 yards. Frank, where's the trouble here?
Short and to the right of this par 4. Really, there's a multitude of options off this tee. You could hit an iron, you could hit a fairway wood. Even some might try and hit a driver, but you know, that's a little too risky. There's too many problems up ahead if you try and take this hole on. Really, a short club off the tee, leaving yourself some area of 170 yards, and you're going to be putting for birdie more often than not.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Good birdie right there.
Yeah, this game, when you can't win, it's all about top 10s, top 20s. And currently, that's exactly where they stand.
Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Boston Championship. Well, Frank, just a great day to be in New England. You can see the leaves are changing colors. Autumn in this part of the country is really nice. Frank, like all TPC golf courses, TPC Boston has the fan in mind. So you see those mounds throughout the golf course that gives people a chance to just sit, relax, and watch some golf. And there's a nice shady spot on the hill behind the 11th.
Yeah, that's just before the 12th tee, and you really do get a look at the tee shots coming in 11, as well as the little undulations and contours on that massive green. Safely on deck.
That is classy.
They had a chance of going in.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. 12th hole now, looking at 461 yards on this par 4.
It doesn't look like there's much trouble off the tee, and that's because the trouble's with the second shot, that hazard to the right of this green.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Birdie try up next. So a test 4 feet. That's good work by the former PGA teaching professional, one of the best instructors in the country, with a birdie now inside the cut line. Action flying all over the place. Let's get down now to the 13th. As we catch up with today's featured golfer, just been holding steady all day long, Frank.
A solid round of golf. 4 of these will certainly bode well come the end of the week.
He has put himself in an excellent position with a beautiful tee shot. And now a good look at the green. Second shot, good look at the green. Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Back-to-back birdies, we'll see. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Solid par to remain 1 under. Back here at the par 4 14th, ready to tee off. This is a big dog leg to the left, 495-yard hole, Frank.
Yeah, don't try and hug that left side too much. There's a bunch of little mounds, and the chances of getting a good lie there, next to none.
Beautiful looking shot right here. Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Settles in over the putt. That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. Shouldn't be a problem here.
That might go unnoticed, Rich, but that birdie just sneak inside the top 15.
Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Boston Championship. Hello again and welcome. I'm Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobila. We're at the TPC Boston here in Massachusetts. And Frank, what kind of a golf course are we facing today?
Big golf course, very much a sort of an inland link style. Gil Hands and Brad Fax, and they've tweaked it over the last few years. It's been a staple on the FedEx Cup playoffs since 2007.
Well, this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Vijay Singh, Charlie Hoffman, and Big Henrik Stenson, they all have one thing in common. They all tied for the low tournament score at TPC Boston, 22 under.
And they're all good. Yeah, this is a golf course that obviously gives in to the longer hitters. And if there's just a little bit of sting taken out of the greens, then these long hitters have a huge advantage.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
And and setting up here in the rough. Generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time that one gets him in the top 10.
Now to the par 3 8th. And Frank, what's the best way to go here?
Hit your best, and then you're looking at making 2. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. So just a formality here.
I don't think a tourniquet is going to work after that one.
Tough to watch. Frank, I don't know about you, but I love a good hot dog and a soda at the turn. Of course, it tastes a lot better after you've made par. How difficult is that proposition here at the 9th?
Well, if you stray with your tee shot here, you'll be making hamburgers, that's for sure.
Good contact, good result. Well, this is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze. Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
All things pointed to a good week. Birdie there, very important right now.
Playing some good golf. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We're back in New England at the TPC Boston on a gorgeous fall afternoon. Frank, want to make the turn with a little momentum? What's the 10th setup like?
Well, a lot of the pros just hit 3-wood down here. It's not overly long. It's fairway first. And then, of course, just a short iron into this green that shapes away from you.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be, what, 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
Well, the tension is almost unbearable with 115 yards left to the hole. Frank, the beauty of the game, the changing conditions. You've played it all over the world, and you don't play it inside a dome, do you?
Yeah, anybody can play on a fine, still day, but what separates the good from the great is actually days like today. That's when that little extra attention to detail, the better strike, the better swing is certainly going to pay dividends.
Good swing, good shot yet again. That will be a great look at birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. And he makes it for par. Now to the 11th hole here at TPC Boston, 231-yard par 3.
Have you got the shot? Are you good enough?
Players still fighting the strong winds out there today. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round. Second shot.
Starting to pile up the... Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here.
Oh, and it gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut. That's not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. So in the first cut here, it could be worse. Perfect, and in the hole. What a shot. Moving on now to the 12th, and Frank, describe this hole for us.
Sneaky good par 4. It's long enough, you know, sort of that 450, 460 mark. Bends a little to the left. Really, you want to be in the middle of fairway here because that second shot with the green just tilting towards the hazard. One of the toughest second shots you have on the golf course.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Boston Championship. Always nice to be in New England at this time of year at the TPC Boston in Massachusetts. We're about 25 miles south of Beantown, and this is a really good-looking golf course, Frank.
It is. It looks much older than what it is. It was first established just at the start of the new millennium, originally designed by Arnold Palmer. But it got that older look from Gil Hanse and Brad Faxon. But also, too, you know, if you're racking up a few points out there, or score, should I say, remember Gillette Stadium, home of the Patriots, just down the road.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Second shot, good look at the green. Safely aboard. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. He'll take par and move on. Now on to the fifth, and Frank, a pretty challenging par four.
Yeah, gentle dogleg to the left. There's a short bunker on the right. That's not really in play. You can just see that one on the left. Ideally, just want to hit something around 330 yards to this very difficult green. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Frank, the TPC Boston really starts to show its teeth here in the fifth hole.
Yeah, beautiful hole. That green up ahead, though, there's three different sections. Obviously, the easy section is that middle one where it just pokes out to the left.
this is looking really good. That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie. Not a gimme, but well within his range. So one shot closer to the lead with that birdie. All right, Frank, now to the 6th hole. It's a 465-yard par 4. What are the keys?
Well, it's framed beautifully by the trees just in front of the tee, so you know exactly where you're trying to go down there. 2 little bunkers on the right if you stray a little right, and if you stray a little left, you might just make it to the water.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's long grass. We all want to be in that short grass, but it doesn't always work out that way. So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost, because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved. And also just give yourself a slightly bigger target.
So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much. It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Good thing he stayed in the first cut, because just a couple of feet over, that rough is really deep. How about that shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close? That's good. This is an 11-foot putt. In for a bogey. We're at the 7th hole now, a Boston strong 600-yard par 5.
But it's reachable. There's enough mounding there. If a tee shot catches one of those mounds, it could kick another 20 or 30 yards and certainly make this reachable.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Second shot coming up here at the par 5.
This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. He'll need to be strong with this. This is a good-looking shot. Frank not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Settles in over the putt. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
For the par. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. On to the 8th hole, Frank. Nice par 3.
Yeah, this is where the accurate iron player will definitely get an advantage over the field.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today.
What a birdie. Now just a handful of players in contention.
Hole number 9, Frank, 472 yards. Good par 4.
Yeah, if you blink, it'll catch you. I'm loving that balance.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Frank, here at the ninth, what are most players trying to do?
Well, you really have to be aware of that bunker. That's about 25 yards short of the green. If you finish up there, that's one of the hardest shots in golf, the long bunker shot. So you've got to carry that, even if you want to run the ball onto this green. This looks like it's going to find the target.
On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. Little redemption chance here, had bogey yesterday. That looked for all the world like it was dead center.
I've got no idea how that missed.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Frank, how does that par help his cause?
It certainly doesn't hurt it.
So through 54 holes, a really good position inside the top 5 with 1 round to go.
Yeah, and those handful of players that we're looking at, Rich, they certainly have looked the best players this week, which makes tomorrow look like a real thriller.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Boston Championship. Hello again and welcome. I'm Rich Slaughter alongside my friend and colleague Frank Novello. It is a gorgeous fall day here in Massachusetts, TPC Boston, site of the Deutsche Bank Championship, part of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Frank, a really good golf course and highly respected by the best players in the world.
It certainly is. Gives them an opportunity to score. Gil Hanse, Brad Faxon, they made some really good changes over the years, giving it that New England look, that old bunker style. And, of course, they've had a PGA Tour event here all the way back to 2003.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Up to the 15th green, but looking at a tough putt, considerably long, over 25 feet away. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
Had every chance of going in.
Getting set now over the putt. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Frank, fishing is a nice sport, just not at this hole.
Yeah, a little left here, you'll be more than fishing, that's for sure. Now, there's a little mound on the right side. It's about twice the size of a coffee table. When the flag's there, you need your best.
See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
So that was a medium length putt. Speed was right on track, but the read wasn't where it needed to be. These putts keep the round together. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Clean this up with a tap. Made it. Frank, here at the 16th, you really see this sort of New England character, don't you?
Yeah, that stone wall now protects that sort of two-tiered green, and it sort of showcases the golf course. It just fits in beautifully with what Hans and Faxon have done to the golf course.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That is a solid par putt. Frank, the 18th year at TPC Boston, for whatever reason, generates quite a bit of buzz, doesn't it?
It does. The longer hitters, obviously, they lick their chops. They're having a chance to make this green in two. But if you find one of the fairway bunkers, the addition of that pot bunker for the layup, that just makes that decision that much more difficult.
Good contact, good result. And that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Now the second shot to the par 5. What a nice shot. Right on the green and a pretty easy putt on the way. Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business. Those are painful from that distance.
Yeah, just another one added to the card. Big mistake.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. Next putt for birdie. Really hitting on all cylinders now. 9 under for the tournament. So that concludes the final round here at this spectacular setting. Frank, final thoughts on the tournament?
Rich, I thought this was really a fantastic venue that challenged the players, and we saw some exciting golf out there all across the board.
presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Frank, this game has taken us all over the world to some absolutely beautiful spots, and this is one of the prettiest I've seen in a long time, the cliffs at Lighthouse Point along the eastern coast of Maine.
Yeah, it's always fun when we head up in the northeast area. Golf's been in this area for a long, long time. This golf course hasn't. Rather new design by Brandt and Patel, and it's lengthy, 7,700 yards. You'll get to hit just about every club in the bag, so good test today.
Well, we're teed up and ready to go here at the par 4 first at Lighthouse Point. What a golf course.
It certainly is, Rich. Hopefully there's no perfect storm today, but what a way to start. Very, very sharp dogleg left par 4 to open up. Ideally, you'd like to hit it just to the corner of the dogleg, and that should leave about the easiest second shot you get in the hole.
You don't want to miss it long and left, Frank, because if you do, you'll be over the cliffs. And not even the lighthouse is going to help you find that golf ball. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. This could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, why are great rivalries so important? Why do we love them?
I think because people like to sit on one side of the fence. You're either for or against a great player. And I think we see that today with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. There's the McIlroy fans that think his future is so bright. There's the Woods fans that still want him to pass Jack Nicklaus's record. That's the beauty. You've got to have an opinion, and you have to have a player. Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Now playing the second here at the par 4.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Settles in over the putt. Even par early on. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Makes the putt and goes to 1 under. Now at the second hole here at Lighthouse, it's a par 3, 234 yards. Difficult hole, Frank, especially when the wind picks up.
It is, and you can see with that bunker on the right side, that's obviously the bailout area, because the problem side is to the left of this green. That's where the cliff starts to run all the way down to the ocean. This is a very difficult par 3, not just because of its length, but because it's exposed to all of Maine's elements.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way,
exactly.
Rich, really did. No snack, though.
solid par to remain 1 under.
Even par currently.
So just getting started, even par so far. Frank, I like the mix of holes as we start out here at Lighthouse Point. Tough par 4, then a par 3, and now a scoring opportunity with a par 5 at the third.
Scoring opportunity with a good drive. Very thin fairway here, Rich. This hole is built for accuracy, and players off the tee, they're going to have to try and hit this fairway. Long fairway bunker runs almost the entire length of this hole. And it could act actually as a little helper, stop you going down by the cliff, because anything left, obviously, on that cliff line will go all the way down to the ocean. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, 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 rough.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. He'll need to be strong with this. Shouldn't be a problem here. Bottom of the barrel, and now to 2 under. Just a little tap in here. -1 in the early going. Craig, as we stand here at the 4th and look out, no mistaking where we're at. I know I'm having some lobster for dinner tonight.
Or some clam chowder. The best comes from this area. Well, actually, for the ocean, though, anything that strays a little left off this tee will find that ocean. And believe me, there's been more than one ball hit down there. Generous fairway, that's really the goal, and the tiniest of green. If you find the green, you can have a birdie putt. Very short one indeed.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Frank, can one small tweak from an instructor lead to a big turnaround?
With the right player, yeah. You just want to hear the right message. It's like anyone in life. You just want to be pointed in the right direction. Should be safely on deck.
Oh, without a doubt, that will be on the highlight reel later tonight. Excellent shot. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Well, this is the kind of strong wind that will really test a player. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. This one just requires a little bit of focus. He needs this for bogey. So with that, the score is now at even par. Now the 5th hole, par 4, 481 yards.
Find the fairway, and it's a fairly generous one, and you should have a shot where you want a nice lofted one over that front bunker to land softly on the green.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, this is the kind of wind that separates the great players from the average players. You really have to be strong to handle these kinds of winds. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much. That was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Headed for the bunker? Not his best shot, and now he'll have to deal with a bunker.
Yeah, they say the hardest shot in golf, the next one.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Oh, what an incredible shot. Moving on to hole number 6, par 3 of 198 yards.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Oh, he just missed the bunker. Getting set now over the putt. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Just a couple of feet. And with that, 1 under par. 7th hole at Lighthouse Point is only 370 yards, Frank. Are you happy if you walk out of here with anything other than birdie?
If you hit the fairway, you definitely should be looking at birdie. But the biggest problem here is to decide, Rich, what club to hit off the tee. You could hit a multitude of clubs here. Further up you go, the narrower this fairway gets.
Beautiful looking shot right here. Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed, there's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Now 2 to the good side. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now another par 3. We're at the 8th. Frank, it's only 165 yards.
It is, but when you look at the green, you can see how narrow it is. Actually, the green is nearly a figure 8, so it's obviously the right number hole. Bunker's sort of short leftish and that little pocket area on the right, so it'll punish anything left or right, even though the hole's just that meager yardage.
Just a pure strike. Perfect result. We'll have a good look at birdie now. We are about 170 yards from the hole. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Really has a feel on these greens. That is another birdie. This is impressive. -3 now for the round. Now to the par 5 ninth. Frank, what are we looking at here?
Well, for the longer hitters, it's actually a chance to reach a par 5 and 2. 300 yards is where that fairway starts to bend more to the left. So if you do the maths, it's going to give you roughly 250 yards to the middle sort of front left of that green. That's the easy way to play the hole. Make a mistake off the tee and you might find out this is a more difficult 3-shotter than what you were anticipating.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Playing his second shot here at the par 5.
That's an absolute beauty. Second shot.
setting up for an approach shot here. This has really been an airtight performance to this point, just flawless. That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie. Third shot, looking for a good one.
Really. This is that awkward length.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. He has this for par. Keeps the momentum going with that putt. Stays at 3 under. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back 9, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy. I've seen some long tee shots, but it's the advantage to tee that ball up, get it up there quickly, get the wind behind you. It's amazing how far you can hit it.
That is a monster hit right there. He carried that more than 350 yards. This is the second shot at the par 4. Good looking shot right here. That is classy.
No chance of going in.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. These putts keep the round together. How about that? 4 under par. Settles in over the putt. Now to double figures under par. That's a good place to be. 10 under. Now we go to the 11th hole, and this is a par 5, but it's actually shorter than the par 4 10th. This one comes in at 530 yards, and more evidence of the kind of creativity by the award-winning design team of Patel and Duncan.
Well, that's right. Patel really is known to be the shaper. He's the one that makes all those interesting shapes of the bunkers. For example, here, nipping it in the fairway, making driver almost too much club or very, very risky, plus the front bunker there. Now, this is a great par 5. The reason why, it's reachable, it's tempting, but you don't know what you're going to finish up shooting on it. There's something about a well-hit shot.
From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity.
That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle. Down, little Sheba. Down! Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. And setting up here in the rough. Oh my goodness, he just made that. I cannot believe it.
I was thinking he might get it close. And just a great shot.
Just dominated this hole, and he ends up with an eagle. Moving on to the 12th hole now, par 4, 439 yards. Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Safely on deck.
Oh, just a superb shot.
Not going to see much better than that all day today.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Looking to make a move. This putt for birdie continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. On to the 13th, and Frank, I love golf courses where you run into something you've never seen before. I have never played a par 5 of 700 or more yards. Here it is.
Oh, I liked that.
What a drive. Just tattooed that. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Ready for his third shot. Needs to hit this close. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
This one will play a little bit longer. It's up the hill to that green. Locked in on the read and the speed. Go ahead and do that. What a putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now at the par 3 14th, over another body of water. Frank, you could make some big numbers on this golf course. I would think if you walk out of here today having shot under par, you have to be really happy.
Certainly is big boy golf playing around the cliffs at Lighthouse Point, Rich. And this is another example here at this beefy par 3, 240 yards. You can see Lake Zimmer protects the front of this green and to the right. That's obviously where they get all their irrigation water from. But it's enough green left of the flag here. That's really what you're going to be looking at, that front left section.
Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Second shot. Good look at the green. So he didn't hit the green in regulation, but he still has a reasonably good chance to save his par, about 10 feet away. How do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there. Shouldn't be a problem here. That is a solid par putt. The round continues at Lighthouse Point, and Frank, the 15th hole is a par 4, only 387 yards. But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
The green is up above, and this will play at least a club longer. And getting ready for the putt. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. Doing what needs to be done. You need to make them from that distance. Final par 3 on the backside. It's the 16th, 241 yards. Time to make a move as we are in the finishing stretch here.
When you give the scorecard a cursory look, you might think 240-something yards is a difficult hole, but this plays quite a bit downhill, so it plays more around the 200-yard mark. A fairly generous green, protected by the bunker.
See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Get in. Yes, good putt. This one measures out to 15 feet. Wow, what a putt. That is huge. Frank, who are the best putters you've ever seen, and what did they do that made them so effective?
Well, there was always the Crenshaws that putted beautifully, but the best when it comes down to it, the Tiger Woodses and the Jack Nicklauses, the ones that made them when they had to.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Now the second shot to the par 5. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living. Oh, and it gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut.
Not too
That's
bad.
not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. Third shot, looking for a good one. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Well, in the words of the late, great baseball commentator for the Yankees, Phil Rizzuto, it's time for Holy Cow, Whitey. That's 11 under par. Can't wait to write those on the card. One below par. Chalk it up. It's a birdie. Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, that's how you play the game. Right there. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
Just a couple of feet. He's made it. Frank, that was an impressive round out there today.
Couldn't agree more, Rich. We've seen some great shots out there, and I'm excited to see how the rest of this tournament plays out.